guys, it's ASMR Kiki. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day or night. Rolo wanted to apparently be in the video. He will not leave my side. I think he's a very tired baby, and I'm in, yeah, as you can see, he's very tired, and I'm very tired. That's why I'm in my dressing gown, because it's bedtime and I'm about to read you all a Christmas bedtime story. As you can see, Christmas tree, it's Christmas time, so you guys are gonna be getting a Christmas bedtime story for sleep. So get comfy, get under your blankets, relax, and let's just get straight into the video. Say bye, Rollo. Oh, don't bang into the microphone. Hey, I heard that you couldn't fall asleep tonight. No, that's okay. I was just about to go to sleep myself. How about I read you a Christmas bedtime story? Yeah. Okay. Make sure you're all comfy underneath the blankets like that. Are you all comfortable? Yep. That's so good. That's good. Yep. Well, I have a bunch of books I got down from the attic, so they're like really old, but we can go through them and then you can tell me which one you want me to read to you. Okay, we can go through them together because some of them aren't actually storybooks, some of them are just like random books, but we'll go through them together and then I'll read you one, okay? Okay, the first one is this one. You can't really read it, but I thought it was quite cool. It's a Disney Christmas crafts book. It's a Christmassy one, but you can literally it teaches you how to make different decorations for Christmas. How pretty is that? It's like Minnie Mouse's bow, but it's a Christmas wreath. Yeah, I know. Maybe we could make some of these things tomorrow when we wake up. They're so pretty, and they're so easy to make as well. Yeah. Look how cute some of these Christmassy things are. Yeah, maybe we can look through that tomorrow actually. Yeah. But it's such a cool book, I forgot we even had this. Yeah, okay. Let's look for another book that we can read. Okay. This book actually has some stories in it that I could read to you to fall asleep. A treasury of well-loved Christmas tales. So there's 4 little short stories in this. We've got The Night Before Christmas, A Christmas Carol, The Little Fir Tree, and The Nutcracker. So I could put this one aside. We can maybe read one of the stories from this. Yeah, cool. Sounds good. Let's see what else we've got. We've got another Christmas storybook. This one's called Santa Kid. We can think about it, so I can put this to the side, so this is an option that I can read to you as well. We've got this one, which is the story of Christmas with its own advent calendar. So this one's more about the story of how Jesus was born. If you want to read that one. It could be interesting. Do you want me to read? Not that one, okay. We won't read that one then. That one's quite long actually. We've got the Advent Calendar pop-up book. I don't think you could read this one either. This one's literally just like the story of Jesus. But it's quite cool because it's one of those books where you can open up things like the doors or the cloud. You can see the star in the sky, things like that. you're more into the Santa Claus type of books. Okay. Yeah, I even have this one, which is just like, you can't read this one either. I don't know why, I have a lot of pop-up books. Yeah, the nativity scene, I don't know. And then I've also got this one. This one's more Christmassy. Deck the Hall. Yeah, it's called Deck the Hall. Maybe we could read this one. Yeah. So you want me to read you a story from this book? Okay, which one do you want me to read you? We have The Night Before Christmas, A Christmas Carol, The Little Fir Tree, or The Nutcracker. The Nutcracker. Good choice. Okay. The Nutcracker. This enchanting tale took place almost a century ago. It is a story full of fantasy and perhaps a little magic. You may think it was all just a dream, or did it really happen? Okay. Let's start the story. Now, Mayor Stolburn was a very rich man, and young Fritz and Clara had a huge nursery full of expensive and unusual toys. Clara had so many different dolls, she couldn't remember all their names. While her brother Fritz had too many soldiers to count, these soldiers were kept in a model for twice as high as Fritz himself. At last it was Christmas Eve and the party was in full swing. Clara and Fritz and their young guests eagerly unwrapped the presents that lay beneath the sparkling Christmas tree. What fun it was! The children joined in all the games and dancing. They made so much noise, the grown-ups felt quite tired out. It was on that night that a very strange guest arrived at the party. It was Herr Drosselmeyer, Clara's godfather. He was a rather odd gentleman who made fantastic toys so lifelike the children were almost afraid to touch them. Clara and Fritz were never quite sure if they were real or not. This Christmas Eve, the old man had brought a very special guest for Clara. It was a nutcracker doll in the shape of a soldier. "This is my favourite Christmas present of all," cried Clara with delight. "Isn't my nutcracker handsome?" And she held up her doll for all to see. "I think he's the ugliest thing I've ever saw," shouted Clara's brother. It was getting late, and young Fritz was tired and had eaten far too many sweets. "Give it to me," he whined. "There he is," and there's Clara. Quick as a flash, Fritz grabbed the nutcracker, pushed a huge hazelnut into its mouth and jammed it shut. There was a loud crack, and the doll's head was split. The nut rolled out, and Fritz flung the nutcracker onto the floor in a temper. So as we can see, the nutcracker broke. That's the nutcracker right there. Near to tears, Clara picked up her broken nutcracker, but Herr Drosselmeyer gently tied his handkerchief around the doll's head and whispered, "In the morning it will be handsome once more." Late that night, when all the house was asleep, Clara crept down to the nursery. As the clock struck midnight, Clara glanced up and was very startled to see Herr Drosselmeyer sitting right on the very top. What a fright Clara got! Far across the floor from every corner of her nursery, swarms of mice came scampering towards her. Clara sprang backwards, for the mice looked as big as herself, and so did the soldiers. As the little girl let out a scream of fright, the soldiers came to life. They blew their bugles and banged their drums and were soon fighting a fierce battle against the mice. Then Clara gasped in amazement as her nutcracker doll jumped out of his box as if by magic. He grabbed the nearest sword and joined the soldiers in battle. of a sudden, from the depth of the army of mice, sprang the evil Mouse King. He had a golden crown on his head and was waving a great sharp sword. It was quite clear that the mice were winning. There were so many of them. As the Mouse King came towards the Nutcracker with his sharp sword, Clara pulled off her shoe and aimed it at his head. The shoe caught the Mouse King off guard and he fell to the ground. There's Clara and there's her shoe. In a trice, all the mice vanished, and standing in the Nutcracker's place was a handsome prince. "Come with me, Clara," said the Nutcracker Prince, "and I will take you to a wonderful land." Without another word, he whisked Clara off through the wondrous kingdoms of snow, where the little snowflakes dance in and out of the glittering trees. The Nutcracker Prince had Clara by the hand, and soon they came to the marvellous land of sweets, and there at the palace to greet them was the Sugar Plum Fairy. "Clara saved me from the wicked mouse," the prince smiled as he told the fairy about their battle with the mice. "You must be a very brave girl," the Sugar Plum Fairy told Clara. "Sit here in the place of honour and receive our grateful thanks." With that, she led Clara to a marzipan throne next to the prince, clapped her hands and cried, "Let the celebrations begin." First came dancers from Spain and from Arabia. Clara was enchanted. Do you see the dancers? Next came acrobats from China and swirling, stamping Cossacks from Russia. Clara was spellbound. Last of all came the twirling, whirling flower dolls that waltzed with the Sugar Plum Fairy. Clara was lost in a world of fantasy. Then everyone in the land of sweets began to wave goodbye, and Clara felt herself floating on a big soft cloud, just like a dream. Very gently she drifted far away until the Sugar Plum Fairy and the Nutcracker Prince slowly faded, and the magical land of sweets was left far behind. The next thing Clara knew, she was lying on the nursery floor, back in her own house, and held tightly in her arms was her Nutcracker doll. The little girl realized it was morning. Had it all just been a lovely dream? Clara ran to the nursery window. As she looked out that cold Christmas day, she could just make out the dark figure of Herr Drosselmeyer disappearing down the street in the softly falling snow. There's a godfather leaving the house. And that's the end of the Nutcracker. I love the little pictures. I'm so tired after that story. I don't think I can stay awake for another one. Can you? Yeah, me neither.